Cool. All right. So if somebody could kind of be the chat monitor, and I can keep posting the links so people keep getting those links. I want to welcome everybody. Hopefully, we just kind of our summer vacations ending, so get the last few rays of sunshine in. So my name's Stephen Brow. I'm a teacher at Everett Alvarez High School. So I'm an English teacher. I've taught every level of English except for AP, right? But last several years, I've been kind of focused on 9th grade English and 11th grade English. So today we're going to be working on a site called Adobe Spark, and Adobe Spark's kind of free for teachers and students. And in Adobe Spark, it's very easy to make posters, websites, and videos, right? So we'll be kind of using that. And so it's ways for students to be creative so they could use their artistic abilities. It's ways for kids to publish, get a finished product out there, and kind of ways for to use kind of like real world applications. Let's see, is it close to Photoshop? Well, Adobe, yeah, so Adobe is the Photoshop, so Adobe is I guess the parent company. So much easier than Adobe. So we'll kind of work on that one. So my name is Stephen Brow again, and best book I'm reading this summer is The Night Watchman. So I'm enjoying that a lot. And I enjoyed the migrations from the kind of a post-apocalyptic story about the Arctic terns migrations. So that was kind of a cool one as well. So I signed up for the LA Times Book Club, so I've been getting some good books that way. And baseball team, love Oakland A's, Giants, kind of all the California teams. All right. So let me go ahead and click the Adobe Spark link. I'll put that in our chat as well here. And let me see. I gotta send my dog outside, so I gotta move. So go ahead. You can click on the Adobe Spark link, and you can log on to Adobe Spark and log in as a teacher. So use your Selena Shoe. And then if somebody could monitor the chat for me, and go ahead, unmute yourselves if you have questions, and to slow down, we'll be able to go over that as well. So this first part just kind of explains what is Adobe Spark. So I know it's kind of small, so I'll read it for you. So Adobe Spark is the integrated web and mobile solution that enables everyone, especially teachers and their students, to easily create and share impactful visual stories. Adobe Spark supports 3 story formats, 3 ways to express ideas. So this is what we're working on today. So there's something called Spark's Page. Turns stories into modern, professional, attention-grabbing web pages. With Page, teachers and students can bring words and images together in fun ways, turning essays, assignments, reports, and more into engaging visual stories. Play with a variety of layouts and add text. Use your own photos or pics from thousands of free online images with appropriate filtering applied. Simply tap on one of the professional themes, and beautiful fonts and magazine-style designs and motions transform the story. The end result is a modern, responsive web page, one that looks great on any device and any size screen. Right? So web pages you can make on Adobe Spark. The second thing is something called Spark Post. Enables you to create stunning social graphics in seconds. Start by remixing a design from the inspirational wall, or start from scratch to create a truly unique masterpiece. Either way, add an image, provide text, and beautiful typography will be applied on the fly. Transform your creation by applying provided text and design filters with a single tap. Each tab gives you completely new layouts, color palettes, typography styles, and photo fillers. No design experience required. When you've done, save your creation or share it with family and friends via email, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and more. So Spark Post, that's how we can make posters, so digital posters. And so it'll be kind of similar to the Adobe Photoshop. And then Spark Video is the last thing we can do. Let you turn your story into a captivating animated narrated video in just minutes. Presenting a report, explaining a concept in class, or telling a personal story has never been easier. Starting with a blank slate or using gentle prompts as a guide, teachers and students use Spark to talk through their story one line at a time. Pick from thousands of beautiful, iconic images or use your
Steve, I don't know if you can hear me, but we can't hear you. Sometimes it just takes rejoining the meet. I don't know if you want to do that or not. Still can't hear you. Are the headphones plugged all the way in?
Is this better? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Huh. All right. Sorry about that. Let's try it again. Let's see. All right. So again, so we're going to create a Spark page, which is a web page, a post, which would be like a digital poster, and video, which would make for videos. All right, so we'll start with video first, and so this is the one I'm least familiar with, but I just used it kind of mostly this last year for distance learning, and I used it for presentations. It's a presentation tool. So normally I like to have students, come into the front of class and do their presentations, but with distance learning, they weren't able to do that. So I had them create videos this way. And on this video, it's kind of like, it's like a Google slide, but I always call it like a Google slide in with steroids. And so on this Google slide, they can record their own voice, and they could add pictures and videos, and they can add music to it, and they are able to, when they're done with their video, they're able to create a link and add that link to the Google Classroom. So with English, we one of the things we teach in English is rhetoric. And rhetoric has to do with persuasion. And so with this one, I kind of use this, we use rhetoric in all 4 years of English. So it could be, freshmen through juniors. And they have to, learn how to use ethos, logos, and pathos, ways to persuade. And so when I teach this rhetoric, I have them create an advertisement. And so I want them to advertise like a futuristic phone or a car or anything that they want to sell. So shoes are also very popular to sell, whatever it is. So I have them choose something to sell, and they have to appeal to logos, which are like the facts. And so what are the facts of this item that they want to sell? And then the pathos, has to do with kind of emotions of suffering and how people are going to suffer if they don't get this phone, or what emotions are with it. And some ethos, kind of the image associated with it. And then, I try to have them add in, rhetorical questions or allusions, hyperbole, other things to do as well. And so I'll have them create a radio advertisement. So write a speech. So I have them write out the radio ad, a speech. And then once they have the script kind of written out, I have them record themselves on the Adobe Spark video. And they're then able to create their advertisements. And so during distance learning, they were able to create their ad, and instead of like presenting it in front of the classroom, they just presented it easily online. All right, so let me go ahead and share some student samples so you can see what students were able to make. And this is the first time they used Adobe Spark Video. So they were, some are better than others. So I'm gonna mute myself so we can hear the advertisements.
Hey, hey, hey! Aren't you tired of your iPhone always freezing up and taking forever to load? Well, I've got just the thing for you. The new iPhone 11 is meant for you. I know you may be thinking, it's just like any other iPhone, but I'm here to tell you it's not. The iPhone 11 doesn't take forever to load. You can switch your data up and down every month. It comes with 512 gigabytes. That's right, you heard me, 512 gigabytes. That's enough to last you a lifetime. Just think about what will happen if you don't get this iPhone. All those important calls and emails are going to be breaking up and taking forever to load. Also, you're always going to have to be worrying about whether you have enough storage or not. Don't you want to make sure you never run out of storage room for all those pictures you take capturing amazing moments with your families and loved ones? Go now and buy the new iPhone 11. It will have you bursting with joy.
Is your old phone giving you problems? Do you want a top-tier phone but at an affordable price? If that's the case, then the new LG phone is the right phone for you. The LG phone is coming this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday to your local stores. This new state-of-the-art LG phone has a camera that is as good as the iPhone 11 Pro and comes with 128GB storage. This new phone also has been tested and is reliable, durable, fits perfectly on your hand and pocket, and is even waterproof. Each phone comes equipped with a screen protector and a free pair of earbuds. Starting price for this new phone is $599, but get yours this Saturday and this Saturday only for $499. If it breaks, the first repair is on us. This phone will not disappoint you, so I say get yours now.
It's here, the new Volkswagen Buzz. No need to waste money in an old rusty van when you could buy the new automatic van. Go on family vacations with the most comfortable seats and the greatest amount of space. If you don't buy it now, you will be missing a big opportunity because there's only a limited amount of these amazing vans. Don't be left out. Buy it now so you could have the most adventurous, spectacular memories while traveling with family and friends. Buy it now before it's too late.
All right, so you can see the kids are able to make their little videos, and they can add music and record their voices. That's what I liked most about that during distance learning, is that they were able to I was able to hear them and hear their actual voices when they're in their presentations. All right, so we're going to go create a video. So we're going to go to Adobe Spark, and we're going to create your accounts. Use your Gmail teacher accounts. And at the Adobe Spark screen, where there's a home page, so there's going to be a blue plus sign. So on Adobe, whenever you want to add something, you always look for the plus sign, and that can get you to select things. And with the video, we can create a template. So I like those. Those work pretty well. Or you can start from scratch. You can kind of create your own. And with this video, you can add slides, change music, you can add images, you lengthen the time of the slide, add your voice recording. And when you're all done, you want to save, publish, create a link, copy the link, add the link to the Google Classroom assignment page, and so forth. All right, so there are, many things we can do here. So let me go ahead and I'll show you my Adobe Spark page. So I'll kind of get started here. Oops. So I'll put the link here in the chat for Adobe Spark. Okay, so you can select onto the Adobe Spark and kind of log in. I have the students have to kind of make their own account as well. So at the Adobe Spark, all right, so this is kind of our home page. Over on the left is the different little things we use. I was going to start off with the blue plus sign. So when students have to make something, I always start with the blue plus sign. And from there, there's different things you can make, right? So we'll kind of work on different things here. But today, we're going to make, for this first part, a video. So I'm going to, at the blue plus sign, go down to where it says video and select video. Okay, so it'll take a little while to upload, right? And so you could always start off with a title, right? And so, I don't know. So you could kind of introduce yourself, right? So you can do, if you want to make a little introduction of yourself, introduce yourself to the class, you could do that, right? So if you'd like to do that. Now, here we have a pick a story or template, start from scratch. So I like the templates are pretty good. You know, like promote an idea. So that would be like for an advertisement, right? Tell what happened, or a hero's journey. So I might do this for where they have to summarize a chapter in a story, or summarize a story. You can do an invitation, teach a lesson, or kind of make up your own. The one I did, let's see. An invitation, I believe I did this one for Patrick Henry's speech at the Virginia Convention. I had the students, you know, made a little video encouraging the colonists to start a revolution against Britain. So you can do that one as well. So the templates are pretty good. So you can kind of pick and choose, or you could kind of make up your own. So you pick a template, or you can start from scratch, and it'll kind of take a while to get loaded. Right? There's a little video here. So you can see the little video, and that'll get you kind of introduced to what is Google Video. So that's always very good. So we have our screen. And our screen, you know, we're always looking for plus signs. That's how we kind of add things. So down at the bottom left, if you need more slides, you hit the plus sign to add more slides in there. Okay. Once you've chosen a slide, you could add text. So T for text, right? And this is how you could begin your typing. And you can type in the slide information. Right? You could add a video. I've not explored adding video yet. I normally have the students add photos. They could find free photos on the web. So that's very easy to use. They could find photos from the from the internet, and that download those photos and upload the photos. Either way, we could find something. And so if you're doing a classroom, you could insert a photo of a classroom, kind of introducing yourselves. Right? So if you find a photo you like, you can kind of select and place it in there. Right? So very easy. And then you could add in your text or whatnot. The bottom right is the length of the slide. So during the presentation, right, this slide will only be 2 seconds. If I want to add more, I could add more seconds to it. So we can add length to the slides. To record your voice, you select the recording microphone, and you record yourself. The most you can record is 30 seconds of yourself on a slide. So I tell the students you have to kind of figure out how you want to break up your script so that there's only, you know, less than 30 seconds a slide. Over on the right is our layouts. So you can do a split screen, you can have captions, titles, and texts. Right? So there's different ways to create your slides, how they look. Over on the right is your theme, right? You could change colors and have how the words kind of come out, right? So there's things to elevate, focus, flare, changing colors. Okay. Resize, you can work on that. And then music. I have not tried add my music. I just normally have the students choose music from there. Okay. So they add words, they add images, they add music, they lengthen the slide, they add their voice. When you're ready, you can hit preview, and preview would be how to share it or how to see what it looks like. When the students are done, they select share. And then they're going to select publish. Right? And then they have to pick a category. So I always tell the students, pick education. And then they're ready to create a link. So when they're all done, I have them create a link. So they create a link, then they copy that link, and then on the Google Classroom page, they add the link to the Google Classroom page. Right? So that's kind of the hardest part for the students, is trying to figure out how to correctly add the link. So a lot of them are kind of help each other out there. But basically, you know, on the Google Classroom page, on the assignment page, it says to add link. So they need to copy that link and then copy it correctly and then paste it onto the Google Classroom page. So that way it's ready to go. All right. So at this point, I'm going to give you 15 minutes to explore the Adobe Spark video and see if you can create a little video. Can you add images? Can you add words? Can you add music? Can you add slides? And explore the templates, and maybe you could figure out, you know, ways to you could put in the chat ways to create videos for your classroom. So I know in English, you know, we do rhetoric, so we make advertisements. I had them use the speech at the Virginia Convention to persuade the colonists to revolt. Freshmen have a freshman English. They have a little unit on colleges. I had them create a video on advertising a college that they were interested in going to. So things you could do that way. So I use this for presentations. And so students that are very nervous about going in front of the class and talking in front of everybody, they can create a video this way, and it'd be a little more private that way. But we do get to hear them speak and use their voice. That's what I like about that one as well. Okay, so I'll monitor the chat here. So if you have questions, let me know. But go ahead, 15 minutes, work on your video, take breaks as needed. And so we'll come back at 2 to kind of go over web pages. Enjoy. All right, so you should be exploring the Adobe Spark Video. And again, I use it as a presentation tool. So if, you know, if we're not going to use Google Slide, we could use Adobe Spark Video and create a presentation. And they're able to record their own voices. And so good for students that are a little bit nervous talking in front of a class. If they'd rather, you know, record their presentation, present it that way, that works as well. So I do it a lot for any presentation. I think would be good for Adobe Spark Video. All right. You can tell it seems pretty easy to use and very intuitive. So students are able to adapt to it pretty easily there. Doesn't have as many, you know, features as like PowerPoint or Google Slide, but it kind of creates it into a presentation that works out well. Any confusions or questions on video? All right, seems to be going pretty good. All right, so next we'll take a look at the pages, the web page. All right, so a web page. So I use Page. So I use Page when students have like a lengthy report to give. So if I don't want them to write an essay, they could make a web page. So my English 11 students in the Springboard book, there's a assignment on transcendentalism. So the students have to research transcendentalism and they have to answer a few questions. So instead of like an essay or a research report, I have them create a web page on transcendentalism. Same thing, English 11 students also, they're in the Springboard book, there's a section on the Harlem Renaissance to research. And so there's articles to read and they have to answer questions about the Harlem Renaissance. And so instead of just turning that into a regular report, I have them make a web page about the Harlem Renaissance. My English 9 students, they need to research a college or university. And I have them make a web page about that college or university, right? So on this web page, students easily add photos and information. So you can work on it that way. Okay. So for example, in the Springboard book for English 11, they have to research transcendentalism. So on the assignment page, I give them some links to look at. So I give them the page with the links. There's also the articles in the Springboard book. So this is going to be lesson 4.3. So it's and then in the book, these are the questions. So the Springboard book has the students answer, you know, what's their view of God, the transcendentalist view of God, what are the transcendentalist values, and how they define truth. So you know, this is straight from the Springboard book. So I kind of copy that down, but I give them the links and stuff to research. Then I just have them kind of put on their answers on the Google Doc. And then I have them copy and paste the Google Doc and they make it onto a web page, right? So for example, so Camilla, right? So she made it this transcendentalism. So you can type in on a web page, you can type and you can add pictures, right? So transcendentalist very much into nature. So she found an appropriate picture to go with it. And you just kind of scroll down and, you know, you can add text with images, right? So they're talking about God. So Camilla found a neon cross and their values. And so she found a little picture with mindfulness in the back, right? And so we can add texts and pictures on the web page, right? And so this one, you can kind of blend it all together with the appropriate texts and pictures. See Valerie, same thing, same assignment, right? So choosing pictures and texts. And again, you can find appropriate pictures to go with the wording there, right? And so, you know, it's a little more creative. You're a little more artistic, so you got to add the appropriate pictures and words to with it, right? As opposed to just a research report or an essay. Right. So, so a web page. So again, you go to Adobe Spark and you look at the blue plus sign. And this time we're going to go to page. And at the page, you have to create a title section and add photo. And then using the plus sign, always looking for plus sign, you can add text and photos. And when you're all done, you publish, you save and publish your work, create a link, and then save the link and copy the link and add the link to the Google Classroom assignment page. Right. So let's take a look at this. So again, very simple to use. You know, not as in depth as like a Google site, but much easier to use. So very able to easily make a web page, you know, in a class period. So it doesn't take multiple days. So very kind of easy to do. All right, so I'm at the Adobe Spark and I hit the plus sign. And today, right now, we're going to make a web page. So I select web page from my choices and takes a moment to come up. Let's see, I know Chamisol, the tennis court club, Chamisol uses Adobe Spark web pages when they're making a flyer, when they want to send out information to their people. So it kind of has real world applications there. So you can use this, you know, for businesses if you want to create a web page for your business, right? So very easy, you know, add a title, right? So again, if we're doing, you know, Transcendentalism or Harlem Renaissance, Transcendental. All right, I can't spell to me. Or if we're working on the Harlem Renaissance, you can also do it that way. Whatever. And then I always have them, you know, put down their name. So I always use that for my subtitle. Right. And then it says to, you know, we need to add a picture. So there's a little plus sign at the bottom. So we can add a photo for the title of our web page. So again, they can search the internet and download a photo and then upload it here, or they could find a free photo. So either one. Right? So if we're working on the Harlem Renaissance, always kind of has to do with jazz, right? So jazz music, Harlem Renaissance go together. So I search for jazz and I see, you know, what type of picture we can get. And so maybe I like the piano keyboard. So I select that and we have our title. So now it says scroll to start writing your story. So there's another plus sign. So I take a look at the plus sign and we can add my text. Right? And so I have them go from the Google Doc where their questions or answers are, and they could, you know, copy and paste their work there. Or they could, you know, add in their information. Right? So then there's another web page. So this could be like their first answer. And then maybe they want to add a photo, or they can add a video, or different things. So you could do a split layouts, right? So different things to explore and what to do there. So maybe I want to add another picture here. Now, kind of a cool thing with the picture that I've noticed is where it says fill screen. So I'll hit the fill screen option, and there's a caption there. So they can type on the picture, right? So that kind of makes it interesting that way as well. Right? So they can, you know, add pictures. The caption on the picture, they're limited to the amount of characters they can do. So if they have a lot of information, they're not going to be able to put all that information on a picture. They're going to have to separate it into different parts there. Right? So again, they, you know, add in pictures, add in words, and then when they're all set, you know, there's different things, different little tools at the top here. There's some called themes, so you can change their fonts. So over on the right, they can kind of preview it. When they're all done, again, I have them go to share, and I have them choose publish and share link. So this way they get to create a link of their web page. Right. So again, you have to pick a category. So always pick education. Right. And then there's a button that says create link. So when the kids are all done with their web page and they have all their answers and information and pictures the way it looks, I have them create the link. Right. So a link gets created. I have them copy the link. And then on the Google Classroom assignment page, I have them add the link. So that way I can see it there as well. Right. So it makes it easy to find and create that link there as well. All right, so go ahead. We'll give you another 15 minutes. So 15 minutes, go ahead and explore, make a web page. So maybe you can make a web page about yourself, you know, explaining your classroom and procedures, or you could introduce yourself to your students with a web page, you know, explain your different interests and what you do, and how would you introduce yourself to your students with a web page, right? So give you 15 minutes, so about 2:25, we'll come back and talk about web pages. All right, so you're exploring Adobe Spark page, so you're making a web page. I forgot to mention that these projects you're able to, students are able to share with each other. They're able to collaborate. So they're able to share with each other, give each other permission to edit, and they're able to kind of work on it together. So they can each be at their own computer, kind of working on their page or video or poster. Okay. So that works out well for them as well. Okay. Thing I like about Adobe Spark is it's very easy. So the beginning student is able to easily put together something, but it can also be more complex. So those students that are more adept at technology or more, I don't know, artistic, they're able to kind of amp up their creation to fit their needs. All right. So first we went over video, which is like for presentations. This one, web page. The second one was for kind of a lengthier report. Okay. And so last thing I'd like to point out today is the poster or the post. Let me go ahead and present the presentation again. All right. So last thing we want to point out is the post, or sometimes called a graphic. And so these are for posters, digital posters. So I use the poster graphic to create digital posters. And so this one, students easily combine photos and words, right? So very easy to create a poster. Students create memes. So if I have them choose, like if we're reading a chapter or a story, choose their favorite sentence, copy it, put a picture to it, and they're able to create it very quickly and easily. Movie posters. So when I'm teaching like an Edgar Allan Poe story, they create a horror movie poster. So I have to get the horror font for the title and the author. They find a picture to go with the movie poster. They can like little movie reviews, right? Scariest story ever. I couldn't sleep for a week, right? And some actors. Poetry. I find this really good for poems, right? So students, I seem to think that students have better poems when they add artwork to it and add a picture, and they're able to publish it and put it out there. So I seem to get better poetry this way. Wanted posters, right, for like a villain in the books that we're reading about. Again, advertisements. So when we're doing rhetoric, they can make advertisements. These post and graphics is time saver. So students can spend hours drawing, I don't know, just some little thing they could spend hours drawing, right? So this way they find the picture and put it on there, and it's going to save you time making a poster. Saves paper, right? So we don't need paper. We're just making digital posters and graphics. So say I don't have to store it anymore or find out where to put these posters, right? So I just display it. If they're presenting, I show it on the LCD projector. So I blow it up in front of the room for everybody to see, and they're able to kind of show off what they created that way. And it saves on the Google Classroom. So we keep the poster on the Google Classroom for the whole year. So they can see it there. And again, it's easy for beginners, and adaptable and complex for the artistic and advanced. So they can really, those artistic students can really fine-tune their colors, fine-tune their fonts. They can really get quite advanced on their posts and graphics. This is junior year. Junior year, we read a story called "Their Eyes Were Watching God." And so after reading the book, I tell the students, I post the assignment. It says, using Adobe Spark Post, create an advertisement, poster, or notice that would have appeared in Zora Neale Hurston's "Their Eyes Were Watching God." Create the advertisement for Joe Stark's store. So there's like a little country store. They can make a little advertisement for that. Or a blues club in Jacksonville. So they kind of go to that, like a music poster. A warning of a hurricane. Or use information, people, and events from the novel in your post creation. So for these, they have to download the post as a PDF and then add the PDF to the Google Classroom. Okay, so here are some sample posts that they can make. Right, so this is Joe Stark's store, so Eatonville convenience store. So they can add pictures, so they can pictures from the movie or like a little picture of a country store. Whatever you need, we got it. If you are a little lost or not quite sure what you're looking for, Janie can help you fit your needs. And so they put some information of the story there for this poster. Or in the book, Their Eyes Were Watching God, there's a rabid dog. So there's a mad dog outbreak. Don't be the one to put your life in jeopardy. Come get your rabies shots for only 5 cents. And so they're able to create a words with pictures, different font sizes, different fonts, ways to work that out as well. All right, so we'll go to Adobe Spark. Again, you get your teacher mail account. Using a blue plus sign, create a post or graphic. You can choose a template or you can start from scratch. And using the menus on the side, you can add text, images, design. Those that are really artistic can go hog wild and they can get very artistic and creative this way. And then you save as a PDF, download the PDF, and add the file to the Google Classroom assignment page. This is the hardest part for the students. The students have a hard time downloading something, figuring out where it was downloaded, and then adding it to the Google Classroom. So I had Brian Tuminelli, our tech advisor, create a little video for the students during distance learning so that they could figure out how to attach something correctly. Again, this is like, I don't know, somehow it's kind of confusing for the students. But if you're there in person, it's a lot easier to explain. But anyway, I'll show the little video about attaching a link to the Google Classroom. Let me go ahead and mute myself first so we can see the video.
Here's how you upload a document that you saved to your computer to Google Classroom to turn in an assignment. It's a pretty simple process, but here's what you do. You go to the assignment that you're looking to turn in, that you're looking to submit to, and I'm going to open up just a random one here. And if you wanted to add an assignment, say you added a Canva poster, an Adobe Spark creation, and you downloaded it to your computer, all you need to do is go to this button where it says add or create. You hit that button and then you click file. When you click file, a window is going to pop up to ask you to upload. You'll see the term upload right here. You want to click this blue browse button and up will pop your assignment or your files. You will have to find out where your file is saved. If you saved it to your desktop, you want to look for your desktop. If you saved it to a certain area, you have to remember where it's saved to. Maybe it's saved to your downloads folder. In this case, I saved my topic to the desktop. So I'm going to select my image, hit open, and it will now attach. And you can see here what I selected, it attached. It's right here. I could double check by opening it to make sure it's there. There it is. It's attached to the assignment, and then all I have to do is hit turn in. And when I hit turn in, that attachment is there.
All right, so pretty easy to add assignments to the Google Classroom, and so it saves on storage. It's there permanently, and so the students, we kind of go back and forth and able to present them onto the LCD projector in the classroom. All right, so let's go ahead and make a page. All right. So again, you can kind of go to the blue plus sign right? And so there's different things to make, right? So there's, I've been doing a lot of Facebook posts. So my poetry, when I write some poems and I put it on my Facebook page, I create a Facebook post, so it's automatically formatted to fit the Facebook pages. So I'm able to write my poems and add some pictures and get it posted that way. In my church, I've been baptizing some children, and so I notify the church about the baptisms on Facebook posts. So I've been using that mostly that way. But I can, create a custom size or anything that way. All right, so we can make a custom size graphic. And, we can just do, there's different things to do. So we can do standard, right? So you just do a square, or a lot of times I'll do like a banner or a portrait, right? There's social posts, popular, right? So we can do, like, if I'm making a poster, you can do it that way. So it just, just depends. If you students are making Instagrams or YouTubes, right? So they have different things to make there. So they can select their what they want to make. So if we're just going to make a simple square, we choose that. And so with these posters, right, so you're able to just add words, pictures, things there. All right. So there are things to add here. So you want to look on the left, right? So there are templates you can add in there, text, so words, you can add photos, design, backgrounds, different things you can play with on here, right? If you ever get lost, just kind of hit this pencil, this edit pencil, and that'll kind of get us back to here, right? So I could choose a background, right? And so there are backgrounds to choose from, right? So I could choose a background. I could choose a photo to put in the backgrounds. Let's say I can upload a photo, or I can add different photos, right? So again, you can find a free photo. So again, if we're doing a classroom photo item. All right, so I could choose a background. I could choose a picture. We'll fit it in there. If I want to make this part of the background, I could slide this over and make this the picture of the background, right? Texts, where it says T for texts, I can type in text. I can, use a template. The little yellow means you have to pay for. We don't want to pay, so I tell the students pick things that are free, so things without the yellow. Or, just add your text, so to start from scratch. Right, and so I can type in my text here. Right. So we can kind of pick on things to type in there. You can change, if it's centered aligned, left aligned. You can change the font style. You can change the color, right? So different fonts, different colors, things of that nature. You can, let's see, over on the left, design assets. Right, so you can kind of add things in there. Okay. Let's see. Colors over on the right. We have colors and resize. Design. at the bottom right, that's kind of a fun thing. We can kind of, add circles, designs to it, things of that nature. Right. So there's many things they can use to kind of move around there. Resize, you can make, the poster bigger, smaller. Let's see. All right. So once you're all set, right? So things to kind of move around. So for this one, I have the kids downloads, and I just do a PNG, and they hit start downloads, and then they have to find where they download it and add to the Google Classroom. All right. So for this one, it could be very simple. It could be as simple, as just a picture and words, or they can really go to town with their different things to add into their their poster that they're making. So they can really become quite complex if they'd like to do that as well. All right, and so let's go ahead and we'll have 15 minutes to create a post. Let's see. So Catherine says the link. Oh, it should be. So yeah, I'll share that link of the attaching the video or the PDF to the one. I'll share that with you. And does the video allow more than one picture per slide? Catherine, I'm not really sure. I've just been doing. Most students just do the one picture per slide, but I'd have to explore the video more. So that one's the newest thing for me. So I'll take a look some more at the video if we can add more than one picture per video slide. All right, so go ahead, take a few minutes and explore post and make a poster, make a Facebook poster or such. All right, so I should have shared the Loom link. Let's see if that works for you, Catherine. And Catherine, it looks like on the video, if you choose the split screen option on the video, you can have 2 photos. So you can add a photo on each side of the split screen.
Yeah, I wanted to have 3. I'm
Okay.
trying to create a video explaining 3 different reading programs. So I guess that's limited to 2.
I'll explore some more, yeah. Or you just have a slide for each reading program. But yeah,
Yeah.
let me see.
Yeah.
Well, let me explore some more.
Thank you.
Yeah, Catherine, it looks like we're limited to 2 pictures, so have to play around with it some more.
Thank you.
I wanted to point out this over on the right side, this background option allows you to have different squares, so they can add different photos or different wordings. They could break up their poster into different sections. So that's a good one to have in there for the students. So I kind of use that one when we're making like movie posters or something. So that's a good thing to point out to the students, as well as the background, so that's not just one square. They can add multiple pictures or words in their poster. So that's a good one to use as well.
Steve, these applications don't dovetail, do they? Like I couldn't make a poster and then add it to the video?
Yeah, you could. You'd have to download the poster and then upload it onto the video.
Oh, okay.
It should work.
That might be the solution then. Thanks.
Sure. So I do the posts kind of, all year. And, the first post we make is very basic. It's just, find words and pictures. So it's like what to do in August. And then as they get more proficient with posts, we can make the assignments, more complex. And, the really artistic students, when you're like choosing the color of your font, you can run the whole gamut of, this aqua blue. And so you can choose just the right color you want there, right? And so they give you other colors to choose from, right? And then the font, the font size, you can, find different effects for it. It can, it can get quite complicated. So you can make something, very simple and basic, which will look really good. And very easy. You can make something, in 5 minutes, and you have it downloaded and uploaded in like 15 minutes of the class. You could do something that simple. Or, those students that are really into it, they can spend a long time on it. So you kind of have to judge, how much time you want to devote to the post, to the poster, and what the expectations are. So you can make this as easy or as complicated as you want, as artistic or not as artistic as you want, right? So, but the students get a very good chance of being creative there. Yeah, those like the movie posters are very popular, and the wanted posters, they can have lots of fun with that, right? So, but I would start off, simple, start off with just like words and a picture, and then you can kind of introduce them to the different other elements of the post, so that the students can then get really creative and fancy in their poster making. And then, this goes on to real world applications with the social media, if they're into the social media, posters, graphic arts, all that. So it helps them out that way as well. All right, so let's see. We'll have a chance to, I'll be online here, so I'll have a chance for you to explore and evaluate. At the end here is the evaluation link. So I'll put that on there. So thank you for listening to me and exploring Adobe Spark. The students, I find the students are engaged with this, and if you give them like some project to do, then they're going to be more involved and more active. If they create something, if they're being creative, they're going to have more fun with it. If it's artistic, they're going to enjoy it more. So I find these much better than just, writing out a paragraph or an essay. So being able to be creative is more engaging for the students. You'll have fewer problems with classroom management, classroom behavior, if you give them something to do and work on. And I find Adobe Spark easy enough that the students are not, flabbergasted and stuck. So they're able to create something. Great. So enjoy your last week of summer, and we'll see you tomorrow. And then I'll stay online if you have other questions as well. Thank you.